Hey guys, welcome to another theory of computation tutorial. Today we'll be looking at some more examples of NFA to DFA conversion. So let's get started. We have been given this NFA transition table, and first thing we'll do is we'll draw this NFA. Okay, so we have got starting state A. Here if we get input 0, we can either stay in A or go to state B, and if we get input 1, we are going to stay in state A itself. Okay, now in state B, if we get input 0 or 1, we are going to go to state C. In state C, if we get input 0, we are going to go to state D. And in state D, no matter the input is 0 or 1, we are going to stay in state D itself. Okay, so this is how our NFA diagram looks for this transition table. Now we'll construct the DFA transition table for this table. Okay, so let's say this is our transition table for DFA. So we have starting state A. If we get input 0, we have to combine these two things and form a new state called AB. And if we get input 1, we are going to stay in state A itself. Okay, now from here, we can reach this new state called AB. So let's write it for state AB. What happens in state AB? If we get input 0, we have to perform union operation of these two things, that is ABC, and it is going to go to a new state called ABC. Okay. If we get input 1, we are going to go to a new state called state AC. Okay, because we are performing union operation. Okay. Now from here, we can reach this new state called state ABC. So in state ABC, what happens if we get input 0? So let's perform the union operation of all these things. We are going to go to a new state called ABCD. Okay, and if we get input 1, we are going to go to a state called AC. Okay, state AC. Okay, now in state ABC we have checked. Now we have to check for state AC. What happens in state AC? So let's see, here in state AC, you get input 0, you are going to go to a new state called ABD. Okay, if we get input 1, you are going to go to state A. Okay, now what about state ABCD? That's a new state, right? So in state ABCD, if we get input 0, we have to go to ABCDD. We have to perform union operation of this, and we are going to go to a state called ABCD. Okay, if we get input 1, we are going to go to state ACD. Okay, now we have seen it for state A, AB, ABC, AC, ABCD. The next new state is state ABD. Okay, now in state ABD, if we get input 0, we are going to go to state ABCD. Okay, and if we get input 1, we are going to go to state ACD. Alright, now what happens in state ACD? We have to check for that, correct? So in state ACD, if we get input 0, okay, we are going to go to state called as AB and D and D. So the union operation gives us the new state called ABD. Okay, and if we get input 1, we are going to go to state called AD. Okay, and what happens in state state AD? We have already written for ABD, we have checked for ACD. Now the new state is state AD. Okay, so in state AD, if we get input 0, we are going to go to state called ABD, correct? ABD. And if we get input 1, we are going to go to state AD. Okay, so this is the transition table for our DFA. Now let's construct the DFA. Okay, so let's use the color green. Okay, so let's see here, this is our starting state, state A. Okay, you get input 0, you go to state AB. You get input 1, you are staying in state A itself, correct? And in state AB, you get input 0, you go to state ABC. State ABC. Okay, and you get input 1, you are going to go to state AC. Input 1, you are going to go to state AC, correct? Now in state ABC, what happens? You get input 0, you are going to ABCD. You get input 0, you are going to state ABCD, correct? And you get input 1, you are going to go to state AC. Okay, so you are going to go to state AC for input 1. Okay, now what happens in state AC? You get input 0, you are going to go to a state called ABD. So that's 0, you are going to go to state ABD, correct? And you get input 1, you are going to go to state A. So you get input 1, you are going to go to state A, correct? Now once that is done, you are going to go to check for state ABCD. You get input 0, you are going to stay in state ABCD itself, and you get input 1, you are going to go to state ACD. Okay, so you are going to go to state ACD for input 1. Okay, now what happens in state ABD? You get input 0, you are going to go to ABCD. You get input 0, you are going to state ABCD, correct? And you get input 1, you are going to go to state ACD. You want to go to state ACD, correct? Now in state ACD, what happens? You get input 0, you are going to state ABD. ABD for input 0. Okay, and you get input 1, you are going to go to a new state called state AD. AD for input 1. In state AD, you get input 0, you are going to go to state ABD. And you get input 1, you are going to stay in state AD. Okay, fine. Now let's try to check if this DFA is correct or not. So we'll see what string this NFA accepts first, and then we'll check whether first what we'll do is we'll write the final states. Okay, so final states are the states that have D in them, correct? So over here we have got first ABD, okay, ABD, then we have got ABCD, then ACD and AD, correct? So these are our final states. Okay, we have marked them with stars over here, correct? Alright, now we'll check if this string that is accepted in the NFA is also accepted in the equivalent DFA or not. Okay, so let's say string like 10101. So if you are in state A, you get input 1, you are in state A, then you get 0, then you go to state B, okay, then you get input 1, you go to state C, then you get input 0, you go to state D, and then you get 1, you are in state D. Is it a final state? Yes. So this string is accepted by this NFA. Now let's check for this. Okay, so you are in state A over here, starting state A. Okay, let's draw the arrow here, starting state A, correct? So you get 1, you are going to stay in state A itself. Okay, then you get 0, you go to state AB. Okay, then you get 1 over here, you go to state AC. In state AC, if you get 0, then you're going to go to state ABD, and over here you get 1, you're going to go to state ACD. Is ACD a final state? Yes. So that's why this string is also accepted in the equivalent DFA. So this is how we convert an NFA to DFA. I hope you got this concept. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. Thank you very much.